to another episode of 5 Question Friday, my favorite episode of the week. You guys ask some questions, I answer them. Let's get into the show. Mads from Cronin CrossFit asks, commitment time versus no commitment time, and how does it affect retention strategies? So firstly, Mads owns Cronin CrossFit in Sweden, in Malmö in Sweden. If you haven't checked it out, Kronan, check it out. It's one of the most beautiful gyms in the world. Mads, thanks for the question, brother. Commitment time versus no commitment time. So right now we're talking about contract length. So month to month with no ongoing commitment versus 6 month, 12 month, 3 month contract lengths. If you've worked with me before, you know my feelings on this. I don't like contracts, right? Not the contracts themselves, I just don't think they're necessary, right? Number one, the contracts have no measurable retention effect, right? And people always say, yes, they do. It's not a positive effect, and show me the data. It 100% has no serious effect. Certainly no retention effect that I can't achieve in a way better, a way nicer way by just having good general retention systems, right? But the bigger problem with these length contracts is not the contracts themselves, but it's us, the affiliate owners. We don't use them, right? Someone signs a 12-month contract, and 3 months into that contract, you've got a relationship with them, you coach them, you know, it's a people business. They come in 3 months in and say, hey coach, I've decided it's not for me, or I've injured myself, or I'm just moving. I've just had enough, I'm moving for work. You're not gonna say, oh, cool, well, you gotta pay out your contract. You gotta pay 20%, or you gotta pay this much to get out of it, or whatever. If they say, oh, no, but see ya, and bugger off, are you honestly gonna enforce that contract? Are you gonna take them to court? Are you gonna are you gonna default their credit rating for a couple of $100? No, of course you're not, right? And if you are, you might be an arsehole, get that checked. But for us normal affiliate owners, of course you're not. So the contracts are useless, right? They're just a bit of paper, right? So that's my overall problem with them, is we don't enforce them, so therefore they don't exist. And for those who say, oh, it improves retention, number one, I've never seen data. 26 countries, 1,100 plus affiliates, I've never seen data that clearly shows that and that alone is the best way to increase retention. And secondly, if you honestly think that as affiliate owner, that a bit of fucking paper is a better retention tool than caring about your members, than looking after them, than supporting them in their first 60 days, than chasing them up when they don't turn up, if you think that that is a viable alternative to actually giving a shit about your members, again, you might be an arsehole. Get it checked out. So, what do I think about commitment time versus no commitment time? I just don't see the benefit in the commitment, in the contracts, in the length terms. I see plenty of downsides, but right? A lot of people are scared, right? It's 2017. A lot of people don't know where they'll be next month, let alone in 12 months' time. They don't know whether they'll have a job. They don't know. It's a crazy world, right? You can't expect someone to commit for 6 months, 12. It's craziness, right? Now, this isn't an absolute. There are ways that we can make it work. There are hybrids that we can do, but as an overarching thing, if you want to know all of those, come to a seminar, I talk about it in more depth. But overarching, no, I don't like contracts. No, they don't have any significant retention benefit. And if you think they do, you're just trying to convince yourself. You're just trying to justify it. Cool. Hope that helps. Thanks, Mads. Again, Cronin CrossFit in Malmö, Sweden. Kronan. Check it out. Beautiful white Aleco. Next question is from Robert. What are your thoughts on expanding class offerings to include specialty classes like CrossFit Light, strength classes, that kind of stuff? I've talked about this a little bit, but it's a question I get asked a lot, so I wanted to go over it again. I am a big fan of the GoPro approach to business, right? Find one thing, a niche within a niche within a niche. Find one thing you're incredibly good at, and then do that better than everybody else and go all in on that, especially if that thing is your main revenue generating activity, the thing that makes you money. The problem with CrossFit, when we start to get away from CrossFit and we start to do mobility classes and gymnastics classes and Olympic weightlifting classes and bouncing on balloons classes, is we get away from our core product, right? Our core competency, our main revenue generating activity, which is CrossFit. That's what people come to us for, that's what they stay for, that's what makes us money. So when you start filling up time slots on your timetable with other shit that doesn't make you money because it's included in the membership, or that makes you less money because you can't charge as much for it as you do for CrossFit, you're slowly ruining your capacity, right? We've talked before about operational capacity. A big part of that is how you utilize your timetable, your square footage, right? Tell me, why can't you have back-to-back CrossFit classes between 4, 5 a.m. in the morning and 10 p.m. at night? Now, I know there's a lot of you scoffing at 10 p.m. at night. We can't even fill a 1 p.m. class, right? That's because you haven't fucking tried, right? There are people out, it's 2017, the 9 to 5 is dead. There are people out there who are willing to work out whenever, right? There's shift workers and students and business owners who have flexible hours, right? All of these people, they can train at all sorts of times. Some people like training. For years, I trained at kind of 11 p.m. to midnight. That's just when I like to train, right? When I was in Glasgow a couple of months ago, it was midnight on the night of one of the biggest soccer games, football games, that they'd had in years. And I walked past a 24-hour gym and it was almost full. There's like 15 people in there working out, right? midnight. So my bigger problem with it is you have a timetable that has X amount of slots. Why would you fill those slots up with anything other than your core competency, that one thing you're really good at that people come to you for, that is also your main revenue generating activity, the thing that makes you the most money? Because remember, no matter what class is going on, no matter how much people pay you for that class, your overheads are the same. Your electricity, your rent, your coaches, they all cost you the same, right? So all you're doing by offering something that's a lower value or even worse included is just destroying your profit margins. And that is the lifeblood of your business. So for those reasons and a million more, I'm a big fan of choose what you want to be. Do you want to be a CrossFit box? Good, be a CrossFit box, do CrossFit only, and run with it. That's what people come to you for, that's what people stay for, and that is what makes you money. Next, Nancy asks, how do I feel about offering free daycare for your members during certain class hours? Nancy, I like it, as long as it's justifiable, right? As long as you can really see the return on investment, right? So there's a couple ways to do it. We do it here at ANFIT. There's a kids area there, and during the 9 a.m. classes, when there's a ton of mums and a ton of kids, the kids area itself isn't going to contain that many kids. And so every 9 a.m. class, there's someone here to look after those kids. It's usually just one of the members who does that in barter for a free membership, right? They come in a few days, look after the kids, and they get a free membership as part of it. I like that. I like that. When you've got to be careful is when you start calling it childcare. Now, obviously, every different country and every different state has different rules, but I know in a lot of places, if you start doing certain things or calling it certain things, then you need to meet obligations, right? For example, in a lot of places, if you call it childcare, then they need to be childcare professionals. If you give them tuition or help them with their schoolwork, then they need to be education professionals. If you provide food of any kind, even snacks, then it becomes daycare and it's a whole other headache. So make sure you look into the regulations. We want to make sure that we're on the right side of the law, but I don't mind it as long as you're utilizing it and getting that return on investment. So make sure that the mums in your box know that we have child minding at this specific time, and get them to tell other mums, right? Go on Facebook and search for the mothers groups in your local area and send the person who administrates it, send them a message and say, hey, if anyone wants to get involved, I know a lot of CrossFit boxes don't offer this service. We offer this service at these classes during these days. So, again, don't just sit on your hands. I did the video the other day, last week, build it and they will come, right? Don't just put someone there to look after the kids and then expect word to spread. If you're going to do something like this and it's going to cost you money like it is, get out there, be the wolf and spread the word. Cool. So I like it. It's a good idea as long as you utilize it. Quick break. Seminars. I'm really excited. Manchester at Reebok CrossFit Stockport, March 18th and 19th. It's almost sold out. It's very, very close to sold out. And then Manila at CrossFit Ortigas, May 20th and 21st. It's about halfway sold out. It'll definitely be sold out very soon. So guys, I know you love these videos, but if you want the real deal, if you want everything I have to give, 2 days of legitimate, proven, practical affiliate business knowledge stuff, come and see me at one of those 2 places. If you're somewhere besides the UK, Europe, or Asia, and you want to come to a seminar, let me know, because I've still got seminars later this year booked for America, mainland Europe, and South America, which I'm really excited about. So let me know where you are so I know where I should go. Cool. Next question, Sam. This is a beautiful question because it's a nice open question. Thank you, Sam. What is the number one mistake? Let's start again. What is the number one mistake affiliate owners make? And this is a beautiful one. This is an overreaching one. It's a very general question, so I'm going to give you a very general answer. They don't act like business owners, right? They either choose to ignore the business side of things and just be coaches and think that great coaching and great coaching alone will get them to success. It fucking won't. Or, and this is even worse because there's a level of self-trickery involved, they play business owner, right? What I mean by they play business owner is they put in just enough effort to look like to their friends, their family, their members and themselves that they're having a go at being a business owner. But deep down, they're just kind of phoning it in, right? They'll watch a blog here and there. They'll like one of my videos so that other people see they like it and yeah, I did a businessy thing, right? Instead of thinking about what they should do and becoming a business owner, they just look at what other business owners are doing. Flyers, that's a business thing. I'll do some fucking flyers, right? They play business and that's the worst thing, right? Let me be super clear. If you want to be a good affiliate owner, a successful affiliate owner, right? And I'm talking real success, not just, oh, I kept the doors open for 4 years, but I made real money. My members made, my coaches made real money. My members were happy. I got to support my family and take them on holidays and buy them the things that they need. If you want to be really successful, you have to want to be a business owner. Don't do it begrudgingly, right? Last week, when we did the 5 Question Friday, I talked about, you know, if you want to open a CrossFit box, you shouldn't, right? Because wanting it, just, you know, I'm a coach who wants to have their own business, that's not enough. You have to want to be a business owner and be serious about it. It's a 50-50 game, right? The truth is in a very short amount of time, your breakdown of time will be more as a business owner and less as a coach. That's just the reality of it. If you're not prepared to do that, don't get started, right? The last thing we need is more coaches fumbling around playing fucking business owner while everybody else is trying to be professional. If you're willing to be professional, do it. Be a business owner. If you're not, just be a coach, right? You don't need the headache of being a business owner. So the number one mistake, Sam, is not being a business owner, playing business, pretending, and not willing to go all in and actually have that mind shift. Cool. Last question. This is a fun question. I chose this question because I like talking about this shit. From Nathan Ty, what camera gear do you use? So the camera gear that we use, just to be clear, I have an awesome company, Athletic Agencies, that come in and shoot all of my stuff. They use the same camera gear that I use, a Panasonic GH4. I don't suggest you guys go out and spend all the money. You know, obviously we have multiple camera setups. We've got a studio upstairs. We've got mics. We've got all sorts of shit. So I'm going to give you, instead of the gear I use, I'm going to give you the gear that you should use as an affiliate owner. I am a big fan of video content for affiliates, right? Doing member stories, doing coach profiles, doing little micro contents, showing people having fun in the box. I'm a big, big fan, but I'm not a big fan of spending money, right? Especially for you guys. So here's the least amount of money you can spend for the best result with camera gear, right? Number one would be a nice digital SLR, not a professional, just a nice digital SLR camera, right? My recommendation is the Canon 700D, right? There might be a newer one out, but I used this for years. I did a bunch of my first videos on this, and it's great. Films at HD, it looks beautiful, right? Good color, and it's a really easy to use camera. I still have one at home. More importantly than that is the lens. If you want this beautiful, see how I'm in focus and everything else is out of focus? That's the beautiful effect you want. That's called depth of field. If you want that effect, very cheap Canon lens to get. It's a Canon 50mm. Some people call it the Plastic Fantastic or the Fantastic 50. But it's it's less than $100. You can usually get them as a package on Amazon or something like that. But the Canon 700D, as well as a 50mm prime lens, that will give you everything you need, and it'll be great for taking photos of the box as well, which is super important. Then the only missing link there is sound, right? So I recommend one of these bad boys. It's a Rode, R-O-D-E, Aussie company, a Rode Smart Lav Plus. That's S-M-A-R-T, Smart Lav, L-A-V, Plus. Got to get the plus. It plugs directly into your phone and it records the same quality of audio that you guys are hearing here from this professional pack. Same quality of audio, and then when you edit it afterwards, you just link up the sound from your phone to to the sound on the camera, and you will have beautiful, beautiful videos, beautiful member stories, beautiful coach profiles. Highly recommend it. That is the best balance of cheap, good gear and incredible results at the other end. If you are not into this stuff, if you don't care about this stuff, that doesn't mean you don't get to do it. It just means you have to find someone else to do it. So talk to your members. I guarantee 100% you're going to have someone in your box that's an amateur photographer or an amateur filmmaker, or at least has one of these that wants to screw around. Talk to them, trade, a barter, a membership for their photos and their videos. It is absolutely worth it. This visual stuff, this is everything today, right? Last week I did a video about stop marketing, start storytelling. You kind of need this stuff to really tell good stories. So that's the camera gear I recommend. Canon 700D or something like that. 50mm lens, prime lens, good depth of field, and Rode SmartLav Plus, you're good to go. So quick recap, Mads from the beautiful Cronin CrossFit asked about contracts versus no contracts, commitment time. I don't believe in them, I think they're silly. Robert, what are my thoughts on expanding classes to offer other specialties? I don't like it. Focus on your core competency, focus on the thing that makes you money, what members came for, what they stay for. Nancy, how do I feel about daycare? I love it as long as you're utilizing it and getting the good return on investment and not just having it there useless. Seminars, Manchester, March 18th to 19th, Manila, May 20th, 21st. Number one affiliate owner mistake, not being a business owner, playing business. And what camera gear do I use, or do I recommend you use? Canon 700D, 50mm lens, all of this stuff. Whew. It's been a great week. Have a great weekend, guys, and I will see you next week.